Hear this one. The national leadership of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, has flatly dismissed the speculations making the rounds that the party was owned and financed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The National Secretary of the party, Rufus Ayenigba, said, quote him, "We initially chose not to dignify the preposterous claims of those political jobbers and attention seekers," end quote. So he ends by saying there's no individual who owns the SDP. Nigerians own SDP.
I agree, Nigeria owns SDP. Nigerians own SDP. I think why people are saying that, why people are linking the president to SDP is that, if you remember, SDP used to be the platform that brought MK Abiola.
Okay.
And the president and a lot of people then were in SDP. Even Atiku Abubakar was in SDP at that time.
Okay.
And General Yaradua, all of them were in SDP. In fact, Atiku contested with Abiola for the president, as the president candidate for the ticket of SDP. And it was General Yaradua that now prevailed on the, and Kinjibe, who was the chairman of the party at that time, also ran for his president. So it was a party that I came out of that. I've been a member of that party at one time or the other. So people believe that there are elements within the party that has progressive tendencies that at one time or the other will work with the president. So now that some people are trying to use SDP as the platform for them, as a vehicle for them to run in 2027, some political pundits are saying that, oh, it's an exercise in futility because you will meet the president there. His people are there. But I don't really think so. Like I said, there could be some elements within the party that have been there for a long time that has progressive tendencies. But I think it will be wrong politically to say that somebody owns the party.
But for me, it is out of sync with rational thinking to think that a Mr. President whose party is the AP,
owns the SDP. I don't
funds
agree. Like I said, I've explained his relationship with the party.
Yeah.
That does not translate to owning the party.
Yeah, and financing it.
Owning the party. The financing, I don't, because you see in politics is about interest. And a lot of things happen in politics that you cannot explain.
Okay.
A politician can be in one party and still partly finance another party if it's going to achieve certain things. Then
yeah.
you can say a politician who will be in a political party, maybe because the person could not win the primaries of that political party, he will ask the person to go to another party to go and contest. And after winning election, the person will come back to the original party. We've seen that happen several times. So it's not impossible for somebody to be in one political party and finance people in the other party. But to say he owns the party, I don't think so.
BK, but the man watching the whole scenario from the sideline is wondering, isn't it too early for the SDP to have teething problems?
No, I don't even think that these are teething problems. It's just there's a lot of rumor mongering in our country. Somebody came out the other day to say all the political parties, all the people defecting into the APC were being paid, and that the ruling party was bribing people to come and join. And that the ruling party had in fact given money to the opposition parties. You say such, you make such wide claims.
Yes.
Without a shred of evidence. Because you believe that in Nigeria you can lie against people and just get away with it. Yeah. It doesn't always end up like that. If Nigerians will not challenge your falsehood, people will imagine that, okay, such falsehood is actually represent the truth. So what, for some time now, especially after people like the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir Rufai,
yeah,
showed an interest in the SDP. Some people began saying, oh, that the party that he has shown interest in actually belongs to the president. How do you say?
How do you link it?
That it belongs to the president? What is the proof? No doubt about it, the president owes his political progress, at least part of his political progress, to the SDP because
SDP of
he
your,
contested,
if
yes.
I might, yeah, of your.
You know, listen to what Ayenugba, the Rufus,
Yeah.
what he said. He said, beyond the undeniable fact that the SDP provided the foundation upon which the glorious political career of President Tinubu is built, having provided him with the platform to contest.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
And win the Senate seat of Lagos West, along with Senator Kofo Bokno, Senator Anthony Adefuye, in the Third Republic. The party has solely been self-funded and through subscriptions and sacrifices of members across the country. So he's saying that, he's also saying the SDP is not involved in any form of merger and will not be in any merger with any political party. He says the SDP is a well-run and functioning political party with verifiable structures at national, state, and local government levels. So he accused some individuals, including Buba Galadima, Engineer Yaba Gisani, Laji Lukman Saliu, of spreading fake news and pushing false narratives for personal and political reasons. So, I do not know why this is coming at this time. I do not know. But the SDP, more and more people are joining them, especially from northern Nigeria. And I don't think people like Nasir Rufai would go and join the SDP, knowing that it belongs to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or that is funded by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. There could be, just as Mayor said, some people within the SDP who love the president, who are his friends. Politicians don't all join the same party. There are politicians, good friends, who will be in PDP. Their best friend is in the APC. And they go into electoral contests like that. So it doesn't mean that because there are elements who are friendly to the president in the SDP, it doesn't mean that because the SDP, the president has used this platform in the past, then the party belongs to him. No, I don't want to believe that. In fact, I believe that if Asiwaju were the financier of the party, they will have done better than they did in that election. They will have won far more seats in the National Assembly, won far more seats in the Houses of Assembly in the various states, for example. So I think that Asiwaju was more concerned about his election, more concerned about the politics within his own party and the efforts of some of the people that he had helped their political careers in the past to stop him from becoming the flag bearer of the party. And he fought that battle, fought it well, and against all odds, he won the primaries, the presidential primaries, by an audacious margin.
That's it.
No one can deny that that was a massive, massive landslide. You know, you cannot contest that. So I want to say that his efforts was more tailored to achieving his aim within his own political party. I don't think the president dissipated energy on the SDP. I'm convinced that if he had done that, they would have even done better, because he would have funded them, and there would have been some candidates that he sent to specific places to say, go and contest here. How do you fund a party? A party belongs to you. And we can't even point to some of his own friends who won elective positions. I mean, this is...
On that platform.
Yes, it's just ridiculous.
So it is all politics. And when you hear everything it's 2027 playing out now, you wonder.
Yeah, but in fairness, rumor mongering is thrives under the political climate, because people say things. Politicians are incurable optimists. They're always hearing gist and ideas and things. So I don't think, but it's just that, just like Labour Party benefited during the last election, it seems the new all-purpose vehicle that everybody wants to jump on is SDP.
Yeah.
And what have I had? A lot of big wigs who will still join SDP. In fact, it won't be impossible for even Atiku himself to join SDP at a time, based on what I'm hearing. Because
it said that former Kaduna governor, the immediate past governor of Kaduna, had invited him, Peter Obi, Atiku, and some Aregbesola.
Yes, you know, so it's not impossible. It's not, for example, Aregbesola, for example, has nowhere to go but SDP. He has nowhere to go but SDP.
In the equation.
Because he has resigned from APC, and he won't go to PDP. He won't go to PDP. He needs a platform where he will be the boss. He can't go to PDP is taken already in Osun State. And so for him to play, if he wants to continue to play his politics, he needs another platform to be able to do that. And
some of them hate the PDP so much, and given some of what they have said about the PDP, the party of conservatives and all that, I do not see how Rauf Aregbesola will go to the PDP. It's just not, it's not possible.
Yeah.
So where does he then go? He has to look for an alternative. And when you look at SDP, you cannot, it's difficult to say that it is in the same class in terms of the level of conservatism of his members.
Okay.
It's difficult to say it's in the same class as PDP. So they too know that if they were to join the PDP, it will amount to political suicide. So for some of them, it's better to look for another party.
Okay.
And they will be thinking that, okay, as we approach 2027, opposition elements, big opposition elements, could see the SDP as a special purpose vehicle that they can use to actualize their dreams. Peter Obi saw an opportunity and he presented himself. What he said to people was, look, there is no, these big parties, none of them has given the ticket to an Igbo man. And there ought to be an Igbo man on this ballot.
In the mix.
So once he then decided that, okay, he was leaving the PDP to join the Labour Party, his people and Christians too, yes, especially given the Muslim ticket, they saw in him somebody that they could vote for. So that helped. You see the overwhelming support that he got in the Southeast. It was in response to the fact that, oh, how can all these big parties not even choose one Igbo man as a presidential candidate? And they've been doing this for some time. The PDP and the APC, the dominant parties, and even the ANPP had never thought it was right to make an Igbo man their presidential candidate since 1999. And since 1999, the Igbos have neither produced a Nigerian president nor a Nigerian vice president. So these arguments, you know, in the months leading to the presidential election, were very, very germane. And at the end of the day, he got that support from the Southeast especially, where it trounced.
Understandably.
Yes. So now, how do you get the SDP to have the same kind of appeal that the Labour Party had? It will be very difficult, and except, and people talk about the need for the opposition to come together. We also know that opposition elements find it difficult to come together because each and every one of them is eyeing that big price.
That's it.
Kwankwaso even got angry when it was suggested to him that he should step down
for
Obi. He got angry and said, oh, it's a political upstart, somebody that is junior to me in politics. He got angry. He got angry. Now, Kwankwaso is already angry. The other day he called Atiku a liar at 80. He's already angry that it looks like Atiku again wants to throw his hat in the ring. Yeah. As far as he's concerned, Northern leaders had been too pro-Atiku over the years. That whatever the rest of them said, they always found a way to go for Atiku. So that's not what he wants to see this time, and he got angry. So how do they then work together? That is the big, big issue. Will someone like Peter Obi come back to the PDP, for example, to become vice presidential candidate again? Because if he had been vice presidential candidate to Atiku in this last election, they would most likely have won that election. Most likely. Because if you tally, look at the votes that the PDP lost because Peter Obi broke away.
Yeah.
If they had those votes,
chances are 50-50.
The states that he won even outside of the Southeast, if he had given those votes to the SDP, there's no way President Tinubu will have won the election.
No.
Atiku, Kwankwaso, they belong to the same PDP.
Yeah.
Peter Obi also was in the PDP. It was before the election that Kwankwaso got angry and left the PDP. And he damaged the PDP in Kano by his departure because PDP now came a distant third in Kano.
Okay.
Because he broke away. Now, if those three had stayed together, they would have polled more than 14 million votes. If you tally the votes that they got. And 14 million votes will have given them an unassailable victory over President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So when they talk about, oh, the rigged election is the worst election in Nigerian history, rubbish. The reason they didn't win was the fact that they couldn't work together. And that election was waiting to be won. All of these people who just talk absolute rubbish on social media, all these emergency analysts that are not prepared to learn. My message to them is APC lost 10 of the states that it used to control in the presidential election. They lost those states. States like Kaduna. In fact, APC won only 2 local governments in the presidential election in Kaduna, to show you how well beaten they were. Just 2 local governments. And one of those local governments is Birnin-Gwari, that the president visited in the dead of night, despite the security challenges. He managed to get there, and the emir praised him that, people are running away, but you found a way to come here. So he won that local government and one other local government. So they lost Kebbi in the presidential election, whereas they had an APC governor in Kebbi. They lost Plateau in the presidential election, whereas they had an APC governor. They lost Lagos, whereas they had an APC governor. 10 states like that. And you still come and say, oh, the election was massively rigged. You are saying rubbish. They couldn't have. How can APC lose 10 states where it had governors? They lost Yobe, remember?
Yobe
they lost
State,
Yobe. They lost Gombe. And you go to the Northwest. Bola Tinubu won only 2 states out of 7 in the Northwest. He won Zamfara. He won Jigawa. Wow. That's all. So that election was waiting to be won by the opposition. Let nobody tell you that, oh, the election was massively rigged.
But they're on that part again now.
Yes.
They're on that part again. Because by the time you look at what SDP is trying to do, and you look at what the PDP would do, let's forget about Labour. But when you look at SDP, PDP, and APC, the same thing will happen again.
Mayor Napoleon Bonaparte, it was who said, in politics, if your enemy is making a mistake, don't interrupt him.
Oh, let him. If I pray for him, let him continue. That's why the SDP, everybody should go there.
Okay, all right. The debate will continue.